Today we are going to read a book about spring because we've been learning about plants and we've been learning all the different parts of plants. So we're going to talk about spring today because that's what we did last week, and we're going to write a little thing about spring that has to do with a plant, like making a flower, right? So hold on, yes?
I had a big pile of leaves and I jumped in.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
In New York City.
Oh, okay, in New York, not here.
Yeah, I was hoping.
So we're going to talk about spring today. What kind of book do you think spring is? Do you think it is a persuasive book where it's going to tell you or make you believe something? Remember we talked about I tried to persuade you about the beach?
It's going to tell us about spring?
It's going to tell us about spring. So is it informative?
Yes.
Who said yes? Yes? It's informative, right? It's going to give us information. It is what type of book, though? Marcus?
It's a nonfiction.
A nonfiction
book.
It's fiction? It's fake?
No, it's nonfiction.
It's nonfiction. It's real, right? It's about spring. It's going to give us information about spring. And this book, there's different books in this series. There's a spring one, a summer, an autumn, and a winter. So what do we know about spring? What happens in spring? Addie?
That the flowers bloom.
The flowers bloom. What else happens in spring? Marcus?
It gets hotter.
It warms up, right? And especially here, because it went from cold to really hot, and then it went back to cold, and then sometimes in the morning it's a little chilly, and then it gets hot again, really like 80 in the afternoon. So George is a little weird. Yes.
It's rainy.
Rainy. Why do you think it's rainy?
Because the flowers need water, and it's gonna be like in the afternoon. It's gonna be hot.
Yes. And what did we learn about flowers? We learned that flowers need what?
Water, nutrients, and soil.
Yes.
And
very
sunlight.
good. And sunlight. Thank you. We forgot about that, but they do, right?
And
they
air.
need the sunlight, but they get the we said air.
Sometimes.
Right? Water, air, nutrients, and Declan told us sunlight. So, and what part of the flower or plant collects the nutrients and the stuff from the soil, the water? Yes, Ever?
The roots.
The roots, right? So we have a book about roots. So all the books that we have up here are informative books, just like our spring book. We have a book about leaves. We have a book about seeds becoming plants. We have a book about plants that trick and trap. That's a good one. We'll read that one later. We have a book about roots, and then we have a book about seeds, I said, and a book about flowers. So we have all the books, and they're all in the same series, just like this spring has different seasons. So these are our vocabulary words. A crop. Who can tell me what they think a crop does, Addie?
Sometimes flowers do not have to grow in dirt. They could just grow in water.
That is true. That is a great statement. But can you tell me what a crop is?
A crop is some type of vegetable.
It is mostly, but it's something that a particular person grows. What's the particular person? A farmer. Very good. A crop is what a farmer grows. Can you put that there for me?
It's like farmer gardener.
There you go. What is this word? Can anyone tell me? Ever.
Weather.
Weather. And what kind of weather do we see here? Lightning, and we see sunny, right? Which one's the better one for our plants? Sunny, right? And that's usually what we see.
Not electric.
Not electric. We don't want them to no.
No, because it will die. It'll die.
Yeah.
We don't want flowers to die. We like nature.
What about this?
I don't want the
What is it? Isaiah? Can you sound it out? Living, right? So if something is living, are we all living? Yes. We're alive. What about in the winter? Trees are living. What happens when the trees in the winter, what happens to the trees? Marcus?
Their leaves fall and they die.
And do they die or do they go to sleep?
They go to sleep.
Right? Why do they go to sleep?
Because it's cold.
Because it's cold and they need to conserve their energy, right? They're not going to get as much water and nutrients and much sunlight.
We'll be cold.
And we're cold. There you go.
That's why I have a comfortable
All right. What about a vine? What is a vine? John?
A thorn plant.
A thorn plant? I know what you're talking about. Those crazy vines that grow all over that like you walk into them and they poke you really hard and then they like wrap all around you. A vine is called, it's a very long stem and it grows on the ground or up a wall, right? So you have, okay. So sometimes it grows up high, like on a tree, like when they wrap themselves around the trees or that they're hanging from trees, where you'll sometimes see the vines that John's talking about. They'll climb up like a telephone pole and then they'll climb across the wires because they're not afraid of them. But different vegetables grow on vines, like fruits like blueberries and strawberries and tomatoes grow on vines and watermelons, right? They grow on a type of vine. Thank you. What do we need the soil for? What did we say? Addie.
For plants to grow.
And it gives them?
Energy.
It gives nutrients. That big word, nutrients, that we like. There we go. I gotcha. All right.
I say nutrients.
Here, I'm going to give you that. And I'm going to give you that. And I'm going to give you that, Slade. So you each get to put up one more. And then what are the things, the little black things in the watermelon? What are they? Seeds. And if you eat a watermelon seed, will a watermelon grow in your belly?
No. It would just poop out.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing. Probably. You're right. But the seeds, people say that if you eat the seeds, like you'll grow that vegetable. That's not true because what? Your belly has like acid in it, right? So it's not gonna give it the proper what? Going back to that word again, the proper nutrients. A seed is a small, hard part of a plant that can grow into a new plant, right? This is what we said. When birds eat the fruit or birds eat the seeds, then the seeds, could you guys sit up? Hi, thank you. Then they will go and poop out the seeds. And they will grow into new plants. Can somebody put that up for me? Somebody? Slade? Where's your... Can you put it up? Thanks. Thanks.
Little baby.
There you
I got baby.
Okay, enough. What is this?
A
root. And what did we say the roots do? They collect the nutrients and they also are part of the stability of the plant or the tree, right? So here, put that one down there. Go ahead. Kaden or Melania? Somebody needs to put one up right now. Oops, there you go.
Oh my gosh, you know the spell.
Wow, we got so many vocabulary words today. What is the flower part of the tree called? It's called a bloom, right? And that's when you get a flower on a tree or a plant is the bloom. And then I gotta grab one more. I got one. A plant, right? When do we plant our stuff? In the spring. Okay. Very good. All right, then. So I'm going to read this story, and that will give us some words that we can write about on our papers, okay? So the story is by Gail Saunders Smith. Who is she? What does Gail Saunders Smith do? Declan?
The author.
She's the author. And the author does what?
Write the words.
Write the words. Very good. Thank you. I appreciate you for raising your hand. So she wrote the words, and then do we think that there's going to be pictures or drawings? Pictures. And what, the person that took the pictures, what are they called, Slade? Illustrator. I appreciate you. Thank you. That was awesome. Kiss your brain. All right. Spring by Gail Saunders Smith. This is the table of contents, right? And we've talked about this is the what? The title page. Okay. And this is a table of contents, so it tells us on what page we're going to find our information. Spring is a season for beginning, right? New things happen. The trees get leaves, the grass grows, it rains, new plants grow. Spring comes after winter and before summer. Remember, crisscross applesauce, eyes on the speaker. The snow begins to melt, the days begin to warm, the sun shines, and the rain falls. So we got one thing, right, so far. The rain falls, warm days, right? That's what happens in spring. People put away their winter clothes, they play outside, they ride bikes, and they fly kites. So they put away their winter clothes, right? You don't need hats and gloves and all that big heavy stuff anymore. And then we spend more time outside.
Yeah.
People work outside too. Farmers plant seeds in fields. People plant seeds in gardens. Has anyone planted a garden?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Seeds begin to grow. Stems appear above the soil. So as the seeds grow, stuff starts to grow above the soil. Plants grow and flowers
That's
bloom.
a lot of flowers.
That is a lot of flowers.
That's like
All right. Please stop moving around. Leaves grow on trees and bushes. Grass turns from brown to green. Some bears, bats, and snakes hibernate in winter. To hibernate is to go do what?
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
These animals wake up in the spring. They look for food. Many birds fly north in spring. They build nests and lay eggs. Chicks hatch from the eggs. So what's another thing? Animals come out of their hibernation, and birds
Cut out of their eggs.
fly north, right? Because they came south for the winter, so they go north and they lay eggs. Deer, rabbits, and foxes give birth to young. So deer, rabbits, and foxes all have babies around springtime. Oh no. And frog eggs, the tadpoles are coming. And the crazy wild frogs that you'll see all out there. There'll be tons of them.
I always see them.
No, not now. Not now. Sit down. They're not out there now. Spring is a season for beginning. The end.
Whoa.
Wow, that was pretty fast. All right, so we are going to go back to your desks. Listen for instructions. On your desk, there is a sheet of paper that we're gonna write information on. There is a big flower, a little flower, a stem, and 2 leaves. So we are going to work together. I have it under the view screen. I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do to start. We are gonna write on it before we color it, because once we color it with crayons, we won't be able to write on it, right? So we're gonna write on it first, and then we're gonna color it. And then you're gonna write your sentences, right? And then you can put it all together. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't have any.
You do. You're going back to table 3 and have a seat by Aurora. All right, friends. And Melina and Slade sit at this table. We'll get you over here. Oh, Ever, I forgot about you. Ever, have a seat. We'll move you over here to this table. No, just stay. I forgot that you were at your own back table. There you go.
Looks like a tree.
All right, friends. Okay, touch it. We'll get you these boots. Okay.
I'm doing it.
All right, so that is the center. That is where the pollen goes, right? So that is the center of your flower, the top part. All right, that's not how it goes. All right, so look up here. We are going to start, friends, by getting a pair of scissors, and you are going to take the little flower. So look up here. You're going to take the little flower. Class, class, class.
Yes.
Isaiah, please follow directions and have a seat. What? What do you mean?
He hid it on his paper. No.
You only have a big flower? You don't have a little flower?
He does. He hides it.
Isaiah, you have the little flower. You are going to cut on the little flower each petal into the center. Don't cut it all the way through. Just cut it a little bit. Right? Just to the centerpiece, which is where the pollen would be. Right? That's all we're doing. Just so you can bend them.
I can bend mine.
You got it, Peter?
Cut these pieces.
Yeah. No, we're just cutting into the center, not all the way, but you're gonna want to be able to bend them up so you can read the big leaf. Because on the big flower,
How do you do
look,
that?
on the big flower, we are gonna write words. So the leaf, see, it's gonna come over it.
How are we going to do that?
What do you mean? You just cut it to the center, Declan. Just a little cut.
I cutted this
Here.
one like this.
Look, look,
Like this? Are we supposed to cut two?
look. Every one of them.
Like this? I cut it
Yes.
like
like
this.
that. Just like that. Yes, just like that. Every one of the petals, you're gonna cut into the center so that you can fold them up after it's glued together and read it, right? Everybody good? Don't put those near your face, please. It's very dangerous. Good job. Everybody got their little one cut?
Nope.
Why?
kidding.
Oh, just kidding. Okay, so we are gonna take the big flower, right? And we're gonna write on it before we glue them together, okay? So, what are some words that we said describe spring?
We have 9 vocabulary words.
We do, but what are some of the words that the book used to describe spring? Ever?
Any nutrients?
Well, that's for the plants. But as far as spring, what does spring bring us? What's the first thing that, yes?
Flower.
But because of what?
Rain.
Rain. All right, so on one of your leaves, we're gonna write rain.
Miss Rosa, do we cut like this?
You don't cut the big one.
This is the little one.
Okay. One pencil only. Let me see. Yeah, you just cut each piece. So like you cut this one, you cut this one, all these little pieces in here. Okay? So on one of your pieces, you're gonna write the word rain.
Rain. Rain. I wrote it. I wrote rain. Rain. I wrote rain. I wrote rain.
What's another thing that happens in spring?
Oh.
John,
Flowers.
flowers, right? So we can put, they bloom. So why don't we write bloom? Bloom. How can somebody spell that for us?
B-L-O-O-M.
Bloom.
One
No, you were right.
two O's and an M.
I gotta get my M in there. B-L-O-O-M, bloom. We have bloom. What's a third thing? Addie? It gets
harder.
warm. Can somebody spell warm for me?
W
Uh-huh. What?
O
What? Arm.
O
Ah.
R-N.
Good job. So we got rain, bloom, warm. How about, what did the birds do? Eggs. Who can spell eggs?
E-G-G.
Good job. Eggs.
I can't see it.
What else?
Everyone's
We need
keeping
2 more things. Oh, what do? We go,
hibernating.
we don't hibernate. We go,
Digging.
we go outside and
Play.
play. Who can spell
I
play?
know how to play.
Go ahead, go for it.
A
Uh-huh.
Y.
Good job. Play.
I can't even play.
And then one more. What do we want to say? How about, what do we plant, right? So we plant what?
Seeds.
Seeds? Plant
And
seeds?
trees. Flowers.
Well, we got bloom for the flowers. I'm going to put plant. Can anybody spell plant?
No. P.
Uh-huh.
L. A.
Uh-huh.
T.
N. Plant. Plant. Seeds. Who can spell seeds? It's right up there. You could totally see it if you wanted to cheat.
S-E-D.
No?
S-E-E-D-S.
Thank you. S-E-E-D-S. Lonnie, read it off the book. So I think we did good. We put a whole bunch of good descriptive words, right? About what we're going to do in the spring.
What's the black one?
Which one? This one? They're all black. Which one?
That one.
You have rain, bloom, eggs, plant seeds, play, and warm. And then you're going to take your little flower, right, after you color it, and you're going to place your little flower like
I
that.
can't see.
I know you can't see. We're not there yet.
Glue it.
We're not gluing it yet. We'll glue it all together. So that's your starter. And now we need to write. Hold on. I'll move this down so you can see it.
Now we are gonna write. Now we are gonna
There. Can you still see it?
I'm not done with my flower.
Okay, keep writing. Finish. All right, so we're going to come up with 2 good sentences. If you want to write more, because you have your own ideas, you can. But we're going to come up with 2 good sentences to write about spring. So, what is one thing using one of our words that we want to say about spring? Addie. It is raining, or spring is here?
Yeah.
How about, since it says spring is, let's say spring is the time it rains?
Yes.
Okay. Spring is we're going to capitalize it, right? Because it's the what of our sentence? The beginning of our sentence always has a capital. Remember to use your finger spaces.
Finger space.
Spring is the time it starts
Now.
to rain, right? Period. And then we want to use another one of our words to write another sentence. So spring is the time it starts to rain, and we could tie it in and say it's something to do with the rain. So we could say we plant seeds so they will grow, or the flowers, the rain helps the flowers to bloom. How would you want to phrase that?
I'm in front of you.
You're too busy writing. We need another sentence.
I'm in front of you.
How about we say the rain helps the flowers bloom? Sound good? Yes? Anyone agree? Nobody?
Yes.
That was not very positive. Okay. Capital letter again. The rain helps the flowers.
Miss Larsa, I want to write one sentence.
There you go. You can fit at least 2. All right, let's get writing. I'm sorry I'm in your way.